While working with React, we can either write the components from scratch using HTML and CSS, or uh, if you don't want to write it from scratch, you want to save some time, so you can use a component library. Okay, so component library is nothing but list of components which are already created by some fellow developers and open sourced, so that you don't have to write anything from scratch. You just have to um, uh, take it from somewhere and you have to use it. That's it. And these all components are available as a package, so you have to install it using npm and you can use it. Okay, so we'll be working with Material UI. You guys have heard of it, I guess. If you don't have heard of it, if you don't heard about it, we'll look into that. So Material UI, as it suggests that it's the bunch of React components for faster and easier web development. So we can build our own design system or start with the material design. So as you can see that this Material UI helps us to build our to ease our web development, and to it gives a pace to our web development by providing the React components, pre-built React components. So let's see. So we have some installation documentation. So can we install? We can either use the Node Package Manager. We can also use the CDN as well. CDN is Content Delivery Network. You can just copy this link and paste it in your HTML, and you are free to use it. Now you can see how can we use it. So some code is written over here. We'll look into that. And so let's go to get started and installation. So it's a UI framework for React. So uh, let's see what it does. So let's go to the components and let's have a look at the button. Okay, so if you want to create a button in React, what you have to do is that you have to write the HTML for the button, then you have to style it accordingly using CSS. So it's a pretty lengthy task. It's a pretty hectic task. So what Material UI gives us is that it provides us, predefined component called button. So what we have to do is that we just have to import that like this, and we are good to go. And for the colors, if you want to change the colors, so we have variants. So this is a prop which we have to pass. So this is a component, a button component, and the variant is a prop, and it takes some string. So let's say the string is contained. We have default, we have primary, we have secondary, we have other. So we have variant, we have color. If you want to give some other color, you can do it by giving it a style, giving it a prop called style, and you can pass the background color to it. We'll change the color of it as well. So this is about button. We have some other things as well. So let's say we have a app bar. So what is an app bar? So whatever you see here at the top is an app bar. It is also called nav bar if you are coming from the Bootstrap background. So app bar is nothing, just the top, the very first thing at the top, the navigation part. So this is a simple app bar, and it has a very good documentation. I must say that if you go through all of this documentation, you don't have to worry about anything else. You just need to copy paste the code from here, and you are good to go. Right? You just have to write the functionality, and the designing part will be handled by the Material UI. Okay, so if we go from if we look at the app bar, so this is a simple app bar, and the code, the full source code is written over here. So what you need to do is that you just need to, copy the imports. You need to copy the HTML, the JSX, and you are good to go. Okay, so today what we'll be creating is that we'll be creating a to-do list where we'll be having a input box where we can write, we can add it, and we can see the list of it at the bottom. We can delete the list. We can delete anything from the list. So today we'll be designing our app, and tomorrow we'll be integrating and writing the functionality of for our to-do list. Okay, so let's get started. Till now, do anyone have any questions regarding Material UI? We'll look how to install it, how to use it. We'll look in our project, but do you have any questions so you can ask? Okay, great. So I have set up a new project which is called To Do app. Yesterday I have used Create React app to set up a project. Today also I have, to save some time, I have already set it up. And to start our project, we just need to write npm start, and our project will get started. Okay, so our project will get started, and we have hello react, which is coming from app.js. Good. Now what we need to create is that let's just first add an app bar to our app, so that we have a good looking app bar. So what I have done here is that in the source folder I have created a folder called components to distinguish between all my other files. So in this component folder, what I'll do is that I'll create a file called uh, nav.js, let's say. So it will be a class based component, so I'll be writing rcc, and I'll get the code for my react class based component. So I have here I have imported react and component from react package. I have export defaulted the class nav, which is the name of my component, which is extending component class. I have render method, which is returning some HTML. Okay. So now before let's just write an h1 here and say nav. Okay. And let's import it in our app. So app is our entry point. We need to import everything in our app component. So what we'll write the name of our component from, and we'll give the path. So our path will be dot slash uh, as it is saying components slash the name of our file, which is nav. Okay. Now to use this file, what we'll do is that we will just remove everything from here. We will write this react fragments. I'll tell you what does this mean. It's a blank fragment. So let's say you want to wrap multiple things, multiple divs into a single one. So we use this fragments in React. Okay. So here what we'll do, we'll just write nav, and it's a self-closing tag. So yeah, yeah, we get nav over here, working fine, right? Okay, now we need to install Material UI. So let's go to the documentation and look how can we install it. So if I go from here, go to get started and installation. So here we have the npm installation, and we'll be doing the npm installation one. We'll going with one. So what we need to write is that npm install and the name of the package. So here the name of the package is @material UI / core. Okay. So what we'll do is that we'll just copy it. We'll go here, we'll open a new terminal, and we'll paste. If you guys cannot see, yeah, now you can see, I guess. So now I'll hit enter. So it will install the dependency. It will install Material UI / core package in my app. And how to verify that? How to verify that it is downloaded? So we can see our package.json file. So if you can see, so we have dependencies over here, and we don't see Material UI right now. But as soon as it get finished, it will be it will be visible over here. So let's wait for it. Meanwhile, how many of you guys have gone through React and created a basic project in React yesterday after the yesterday's lecture? Anyone? No one? Okay, that's really great. Okay, so meanwhile, it is installing. Let's have a look at the other things. So after the installation of Material UI, so Material UI by default uses the Roboto font. So everything is written over here. So what we need to do is that we need to uh, copy paste this link in our HTML file, which is our index.html. So let's do that. So I'll just copy it. I'll go on my index.html and let's clear some things up first. Let me clear this, clear all of this, clear this as well. Okay, yeah. So, and also if you want to change the name of your app, like whatever is written here, right now it's written React app. So if you want to change it, you can go to index.html and you can update the title. So let's say our title will be to do list, right? If I save it, so it should get updated here. Yeah, it got updated. Okay. And so I have to copy paste the link. So so it's a link from the Google Fonts or the Roboto. So I've copy pasted it. I have to save it and it's done. Okay. Now next thing is that, so also Material UI provides us fonts. So you don't have to worry about the fonts as well. Uh, so if you want to use another font, so you are free to use it. You just have to import it, like we have imported this one. Also, we also have icons. So if you want to, use icons in your app, so Material UI provides icons as well. For that, you have to install the icons package. Mm, let me just see. Mm, okay. So what Material UI dash icons. Okay. Okay. So it gets installed and we can see Material UI core here in our dependencies, right? So, okay. Now to install the icons, what we need to do is that we need to add another. If you want to use the font icons, you have to import link. If you want to use the SVG icons, like, so we need to install another package which is Material UI slash icons. So we'll install this as well. So let's install this. And I guess we are good to go. We have installed Material UI core, which is the core for our components. This package will provide all the components which are listed over here, right? These all components will be provided by this package, and we'll be using the some icons as well, SVG icons. So for that we have installed Material UI icons. Okay, and I guess it is installed. Yeah, it's installed. Okay, great. Now let's see how do we actually use Material UI. So we have created a nav. Okay. And inside that nav we'll be having a app bar which I have shown you in the Material UI website. So what we need to do is that we just have to write let's say let's give a fragment first. Now to use the Material UI components, we have to import them like we are importing our components in our app.js like this. So we have to import Material UI components from its package. So let's import them first. So import app bar toolbar, toolbar, and what else do we need? Let's say, okay, just these two things from mm, @Material UI core. Okay. Now, how do we use this? So it is as simple as we use our other components. So let's say app bar like this, and it has some props. So it has a prop called position, which we can give say static. So it will be a static app bar. It doesn't move. Okay. And inside that we need to provide toolbar. A toolbar is used by the app bar to show the data inside it. So inside this toolbar, we need to provide some text. So let's say I want to provide some text like to-do list. So one thing I can write is that I can write an H1. Okay. I can write a span or paragraph tag. But Material UI provides us one more thing, which is called typography. So what typography is that? It is also a component. It is a component. Okay. And inside that we write something. So let's say to do list. Okay. Now let's hit save and let's see what we get first. Okay. There is some issue. What is the issue? I guess start. Yeah, so it's working fine. We got our app bar right over here, and we don't have to write anything. We have just imported some things from Material UI and we use them as a component, and we got this beautifully looking app bar with the text. Okay, so now we have used typography. So if you go to the typography documentation, let's say typography. So use typography to present your design and content as clearly and efficiently as possible. Okay, so we have a component called typography, and we have some variants like this. So we have an H1 variant, we have heading, we have H2, we have H3, H4, H5, H6, we have subtitle 1, and they are predefined for they have predefined font sizes, so you don't have to worry about the font sizes every time. You just have to write the mention the variant of the typography and it will automatically be applied. So let's say we want to apply to typography of H2. Okay, so what we'll do is that we'll go to typography and we'll write variant H2, and as soon as I hit save I should get, yeah, so this is, it's not looking good, so we'll just add H4, let's say. Yeah, so this is looking something good. Okay, so it's that simple. So we have created our app bar with a text called to-do list, and it is looking really nice. Now let's create an input, so that we need to add uh, our list, add data in our list. So for that we need to create a new component which is called add item.js. Okay, and it is also a class based component. So let's do this, and let's import some stuff. So if you can remember that on your second day Adin has told you about the grid system. So if you don't know about the grid system, so grid system is something, so which you supposed to have your page in the grid of either columns or either rows. Okay, and uh, we have a grid of 12, so our whole page is a grid of 12, and you can divide it by 1 2 4 5 or 12, whatever you want. So let's use the grid system uh, which is given by Material UI. So it's a very simpler than using it in CSS. So let's do it. So what we need to import is that we need to write grid. We can have what else we can have? We can have typography. We can have icon pattern. Mm, okay, from @material UI core. Okay. Also, we can take a container as well. So container is nothing, just a box. So what we'll do is that we'll have a fragment, and we'll take a container, and it has some props. So if you have read about the sections in HTML, so we have some sections which is called main section or some other section. You can provide a name to a section. So what we can do is that we can uh, write the section over here. So for that we need to write the which type of component do we want. So we have a main component. This will be our main component, and we can provide a max width to it. So let's say how much width it will take. So it will automatically take the width which we have assigned. So let's say we'll give a width of XS, which is extra small. Okay, and inside this container what we're going to do is that let's create a card like structure. Okay, so let's import card as well. With card we need to import card content as well, because we need to show some content inside card. So let's write card content, and let's take an h1 which is called card content. Okay, now we are good to go, and let's save it, and let's import this component so that we can see what is built till yet. So we'll write add item from dot slash components slash the name of our component, which is add item, and below this we'll add this add item. It's a self-closing component. So let's save it, and let's have a look what we got. Okay, so we have our app bar here, and we have a card. I don't know if you can see this or not. So we have a card here, beautifully looking card, and we have some content inside it. Now we need to style this content. Okay, so what is needed here is that it needs a heading which is called to-do list over here, and it needs a input box with a icon to add. Okay. Meanwhile, let's see if someone have any questions. Devish, can you list all the packages that are used in today's source code? Okay. Okay. I'll list them at the end. No problem. Yeah. And this source code will be will be available to you after the lecture, so there will not be any issue. You can use it. And so we have card, we have the content inside the card. Now let's add the input here. So for adding the input, we have text input, text field. So let's see the documentation of the text field. So we have this kind of text field. If you want it just the underline, if you want it filled, if you want it outlined, and so we need a text field which should have icon as well. So for that, what we need to do is that we need to yeah, so here is the icon, but we need the icon at the right. So this is what we need. This is what we need. So it says input adornments. So input adornments are something which you have inside the input, and you can use it as a button or something like that. It is a part of your input, but you can use some other stuff using that button. Okay. So let's import it. So for importing it, what we need to import is here is that let's go here and import input. Okay. And after that we need to import input adornment, since we have to use an icon inside our input, and we have to use an icon button, so that our icon should be clickable. Okay. And next up, what else we have? Okay, so I guess this is all. Icon button has already been declared. Okay, I have already declared it. Okay, no problem. Okay, great. So let's add the input over here. So let's remove this, add the input, and this input should have some ID. Let's say data, and it should have a type. What type of input do you want? So it should be a text. And yeah, so I guess this will work for now. Okay, but before this input, what we need to do is that we need to give a heading to it. So let's just remove it for now. Let's add grid system. So for adding grid, you just have to write grid. First, you have to create a container for the grid, and this container, so it creates a container for you. So let's say if you create a container, so it will create a container like this. It will take the whole page, whatever the size you gave, and inside that you can provide it how many columns or how many rows do you want. So let's say we want 12 columns or 12 rows. So what we'll write is that we'll write grid item, which is the item of the container, and we'll write XS 12. This XS is nothing, just the the type of column or row, the type of grid. So you can it is used for the for the media queries which we have written yesterday on the CSS day. So it is access for extra small screen. We have MD as well, we have Excel as well. So for now, just let, and it will adjust according to the screen size. Okay, so we'll just use access for now. And inside this, what we'll do, we will write a typography of variant let's say h3, and we'll write to list. Now let's save it and let's see what we have got. We have got something like this, and it should have h5. Okay, great. Now we have to align it to the center, right? It is aligned to the left of the card. So to align everything to the center, what we need to do is that we need to give some props to this container, this grid container. So we have some props like spacing. So if you want to provide spacing to the items inside it, so you can provide the spacing. We don't have to provide spacing for now, so we have given 0. Now we have to provide the direction. So what will be the direction of our container? So as I said that we can have rows and we can have columns. So the next item, if we give the direction of the column, so it will take the space of a column. So all the space till here. Now the next element will come from here. Okay, and if you take the row, so it will take the row till here, it will take the width till here, and the next item will appear here, and so on. Okay, so I uh, let's take the direction of a column, and we have another prop called align items. So the every item which is inside this container will be aligned to center, and we also have justify, which is also centered. So this align items and justification are for horizontally and vertically alignment. So yeah, so let's see if it gets aligned to the center or not. Yeah, it got aligned to the center. Meanwhile, we have uh, our card is looking like it doesn't have any space between the app bar and the card. So let's give it a space. So in this card, let's write the inline CSS. So to write the CSS inside React, we have to provide style prop, and it takes an object. So this is an object, and if you are writing a JavaScript, so you have to write it in a curly braces. That's why I've written two curly braces. And let's give it a margin top of, let's say, 10 pixels. Yeah, it shifted some we're down, but let's shift it more. So yeah, it gets shifted. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So it got shifted somewhere around 20 pixels down. Okay, now meanwhile, if you want to change the background of this app bar, so what we can do is that we can provide a style over here, and we can write a background color of, let's say, teal. And yeah, so our color has also changed. So this is how we write the CSS, inline CSS. You can always, you can also write it outside by making a CSS file, but for now we'll be using the inline CSS. So this is how you can change the color. Now before going forward, let's have a look at something. Mm, let me just do it. Div class name app. So let's have a look at today's code. So it will be visible for only 1 minute. So take a screenshot or write it somewhere. Okay, guys, last 15 seconds. If you haven't took the screenshot or noted it down, please do it. Okay. Okay. So we have covered the app bar. We have created an app bar, and I guess we need to. Uh, mm, and now it's looking fine. Yeah. Okay. So we have created a app bar. We have given it a text called to-do list. We have created a card, and let's give the card a background, which is our theme background, which is TL. So to give our card background, we need to write background in our card.
पहले
Background
कहते
color.
पैसे देऊन जातात ते.
Sorry.
अच्छा.
Okay. So we'll write TL, and yeah, our card also got teal color, and okay, but our text is black, which is not good. We need to give the white color to our text. So what should we do? We can either write style every time, or what else we can do is that we have if you go to the text, if you go to the documentation of the material UI, you can see that at the bottom of every component you have this API, right? uh, or let's go to any of the okay, let's say this one. So the color has been changed. So how they have changed the color, let's see that. So if we go to this part, so they have used something called use styles and make styles. So this use styles and make styles are nothing but it is used to style your material UI components. Either you can give it using the inline CSS, or you can apply any class, or you can use make styles or use styles. Okay. So make styles is for the functional component, but if you are using class-based components, so we have some other thing which is called with styles. So with styles is a higher order component. So what is a higher order component? A higher order component is nothing but it takes a component and returns back another component with a new. So there is some logic written inside that, and it takes a component and returns a new component with that particular logic. Okay. So the material UI team has written some logic inside these components, and what we need to do is we need to pass it, and it will apply our styles. Okay. So, and why do we have to use make styles and with styles? So if you go to the bottom of every page and let's see the API for any particular component, let's say the field input, right? So you have some props. You can get the list of all the props which are available. Okay, you can use it. And to apply the CSS, you have some classes. So these are the classes. These is the rule. These are the rules. So either what you can do is that you can apply CSS using the class. You can override the class, but overriding a class globally can affect your whole project. So instead, they have given a rule name. So what you need to do is that you need to write the rule name, you need to apply the style, and that style will get applied. Okay. So let's see how to apply that style. Okay. Okay. So if we go to our code, uh, so we are in class based component. So what we need to do is that we need to import with styles. It's called with styles from @ material UI/styles. Okay. And this width styles will go at the bottom and it will take your whole component. Okay, so we need to remove this, so it will just be a class and we have to write our export default width styles, and we need to pass our component which is called add item inside it. Oh sorry, we need to pass our styles so that it can get applied, and also add item. So these styles, it is giving error because it is not defined yet. So let's define it. So outside the class, let's create a constant called styles, and it is an object. Okay. And yeah, so error is gone. So what I did here is that I have imported a width styles higher order component, which is given to me by Material UI. I have exported it and I have added my styles into this with styles, and also added my component to which the styles are being added. So what this with styles will do is that whatever style I'll write here, it will apply to its component over here. And how it can be applied? Using the props. So what it does is that it gives us the props. So let's say if you console.log this dot props over here, and let's say we have a style called root and we have a font size of, let's say, 10 pixels. So if we console log props, we'll be able to see something. Okay. um, I guess the import is not done properly. Okay. I'm really sorry for that. Yeah, so if I inspect my and I check the console, so here I got an object, and here I got classes, and inside that class I am getting a root, and it has created a class for me which will get applied if I add this root somewhere in my JSX. So this is what Material UI does. This is how you can, you know, add styles. You can either add styles using the inline styling, or adding or you know writing the classes, but for it is the best practice to use with styles or make styles if you are using Material UI. So we are getting classes, so let's destructure it. So destructuring is cherry picking the keys from any object. So it helps us to, write the hectic code, removes the hectic code. So if you want to use the classes, so what we have to write here is that this dot props dot classes dot root, right, to apply any class here. So if you don't want to write, you can skip everything over here like this. So for that, what you need to do is that we need to add a constant, and to destructure we'll be using curly braces. We'll destructure classes since we have a classes key over here, right? And we'll write equals this dot props. Okay. Now if I console log classes, I should get the same thing, which is classes and root. So let's console log it, and yeah, I am getting an object called root. So if I write classes dot root, I'll get this class. Okay. Now let's say I want to change change the font of this typography. So what I'll do is that I'll add a class name, and I'll write classes dot root. Okay. You can see that my font has been changed. So this class has been applied. To check this class, you can go over here in your HTML and you can see that our add item dash root dash 3 class has been added, and the font size has also been changed. So we have added a font size of 10 pixels. So it gets added over here. Okay. So this is how you can apply classes. And now, why haven't I written the class? Why I have written a class name? So it's the syntax for React. So for adding class, you have to write class name, which is in the camel case. So camel case is something which you have first letter is your small letter and the next letter is your capital letter. So class and name, there are two letters. So the name will be a uh, capital one, and the first letter will be a small one. So this is called camel case. So this is how we apply classes. So we have applied the class here, and let's just remove this CSS and write color equals to hash a f, which is white, I guess. Yeah. So we got our color white. That's looking really good. Now let's quickly add the input. So what we need to do is that we have, so if you want to see that how much this grid is taking the space, so we have given the grid of 12. So 12 means the whole container. So for this particular grid, the whole page is this whole card, right? So the 12, if you want to divide it by 12, so all this particular space will be divided by 12. So let's see how much space this to-do list grid is taking. So if I want to check this, so this is the grid, and as we have aligned it to the center, so it is taking this much space, and it is aligned to the center. You can see that. And this is all your grid. This is the container. So this is the container which you can see. Inside this container we have a 12 grid, and inside this grid we have our text. Okay, now let's add the input box quickly. So again I will write grid item access 12. So it will start from the new line as it took the 12. If you gave it 13, it will take the 12 grid. You can either give it 12 1 to 12. You cannot give it above 12 or below 1. Okay. So in this grid, what I'll do is that I'll write an input. I'll give it an ID, or let's say data, and I'll give it a type called text. And let's see what we got here. So we got a beautiful input. We can type anything. Okay. Now what we need to do is that we need to give an icon as well inside this. So for giving an icon, what we need to do, we have a prop called end adornment. Yeah, this is the prop, and inside it takes another component which is called input adornment. uh, Input adornment. Yeah, so we have imported input adornment in the beginning, and we'll give it a position. So our position will be left, right, or center, end. So we'll give end, and inside this what we'll give is that we'll add our icon. So now how do we add the icon in from which we have installed from Material UI? So to add the icons, what we need to do is that we need to import it as a normal uh, f- um, component. So we need to write add icon from @material slash UI slash icons slash add. So this is the file. To add, you will get every icon, the list of every icon. If you Material UI icons, if you Google it, you will, the very first link which you will get the list of all the icons. And let's say if you want to search icon, let's say add. So we got the add icon. and if you click on that, you will get the import. So you can copy paste from here. Okay, now we have imported it already. So to use this icon, it's really simple. It's an it's a component, so you can just have to write like this and close it, and it should be visible. Yeah, it's visible. But if we click on it, it doesn't show us any effect. So to make it clickable, what we need to do is that we need to wrap it some into another component called icon button. Sorry, icon button. So what this icon button do is that it is the wrapper for your icon, and it makes your icon clickable. Okay. Yeah, so now you can see, if I don't know if you can see, if you guys can see it or not, we have this button effect in our icon, and if we click, we are getting the effect. To check if this click works or not, let's just have an on click event. Since it's a button, so we'll be getting an on click, and in this on click, what we'll do is that we'll console.log. Okay, what we'll do is that we'll console.log and we'll write clicked. Okay, and let's check our console. So clear the console, and if I click on this, I should be getting something, but why I'm not getting, let me check. Mm, okay. Mhm. Okay, I've done a silly mistake, sorry. So if I click, so I'm getting clicked console in the console, right? So it's working fine. So now, so what we have done till now is that we have added an app bar, heading, input box with a button to add. Now let's quickly add the list below it, so that once you add something over here and click on this button, it should get added somewhere below. So for that, we need to create a component called list items.js. It is also a class based component, so we'll write our basic class code, and for using this, uh, we what we'll do is that we'll use something called list. So if you go to the documentation of the material UI, so you will get the list. So this is how you get a list. uh, it is a kind of list structure. This is also a list which is rendered over here. So what we can do is that we can use this as a list and render it over here. Okay, with an icon, or with an icon to delete. Okay, so if we can see that we have something like this. So we have some text and we have a delete icon. Okay, so let's go to our code and import some things from material UI. So import list item, list item text, list item icon grid from @material UI core. Okay, great. Now let's import delete icon as well, so we don't have to import it otherwise. Delete icon from @material slash UI slash icon slash delete. Okay, you can find this import in this particular page. I'll share the link with the code after this session, so you don't have to worry about it. So what we need to do, just remove this div and just write some fragment, and inside this let's take a grid which is a container. Inside this grid let's take it as an item of access 12. Okay, and inside that we can take list, since we have to render the list. Inside this list let's take the item, so we have list item. Okay, and this list item, if you want it to be clickable, so you can give it a prop called button. If you don't want it, you can remove this prop. So let's take button right now. Inside this list item we have to show some text, right? So to show the text, what we need to do is that we have to use list item text. Okay, and it is self closing, and it takes a prop called primary. uh, and what we need to, let's just hard code something. So let's take milk from dairy. Okay, now let's see uh, what we have till yet. So we have list items. Now we have to import it, so let's import it in our app.js. List items from dot slash component slash list items. Now imported list items, and yeah, so we get a list, but this list is something which we which is taking the whole page. So I guess we have imported it in the wrong place, so we don't have to import it here in our app.js. We have to import it in our card. So this is our card, right? So we have to import it somewhere here. So let's import it at list items from dot slash list items. uh, let's go over here, and this is our container, and we don't have to like center align our list. We have to, you know uh, we have to make it, it should take the whole, container space. It don't have to be center aligned. So what we'll do is that we'll add another grid outside our container. We'll add another container, and we'll add grid item access 12, and we'll write list items, and let's save it and have a look. Yeah, so we got our list inside our container. It's taking the full width, right? Now let's quickly add the delete icon as well in the list. So to add an icon into the list, we have another thing called list item icon. Okay, and before that we have to import one more thing which is called list secondary action. List item secondary action. Okay, so what it does is that it provides you a secondary action inside this list. So as you can see that our list item is a kind of button, so it's a clickable button. So if you want to add another clickable thing inside it, so you have to use list item secondary action. Okay, so inside this list item, below the list item text, what we can do is that we can import list item secondary action. Okay, inside this, what we'll do is that we'll give an icon button. Okay, mm, icon button, and in this icon button, what will provide the icon. So our icon name is delete icon. Okay. And this icon button have some props which is called edge. So edge is nothing but just the type. Where do you have to provide your icon button? So we have to provide it in the end. So let's save it. And yeah, so it is working really fine. It is looking really great. So you can click this icon, you can click this list, and let's replicate it so that we can have a look how multiple list can should be seen. So yeah, this is how our list will be visible. So we have this delete icon, we have this list, we have this plus icon, we can write. Okay, so I guess we are out of time now. So let's take some questions if you guys have any. So Mukta is asking, can we give a grade like 5.4? No, it should be a whole number. You cannot give it a decimal. So you can either use 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12. You cannot give it from like a decimal. Uh, okay, guys. So today we have covered the designing part using Material UI. So we have designed most of our things. So tomorrow what we'll be doing is that we'll be adding the functionality to add our item into to-do list and to delete it. And if you guys have any issue in this code which we have done today, so please ask if you can, or you can ping me on the Discord channel as well.